Now, Japan's Prime Minister Shinzo Abe has ordered the scrapping of 2 nuclear reactors which survived an earthquake and tsunami at Fukushima. Prime Minister Abe has been visiting the plant at Fukushima. He's called for all leaks of contaminated water to be fixed within 6 months. But he says he stands by his reassurance that Tokyo is safe to host the 2020 Olympic Games.
Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe has called on the company in charge of the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant to scrap all reactors, including the 2 that were not severely damaged by the 2011 earthquake and tsunami. There are 6 reactors at Fukushima Daiichi. 4 of them are already set to be dismantled. Local community leaders have been urging Tepco to also scrap the other 2. Prime Minister Abe inspected the plant on Thursday. He said he echoed the request in a meeting with Tepco executives.
I urged Tepco executives to dismantle the number 5 and 6 reactors to concentrate their work on dealing with a series of problems, including leaking radioactive water.
Tepco officials told NHK the company is taking the Prime Minister's request seriously and will decide what to do by the end of the year. Abe instructed the company to set the deadline to decontaminate radioactive water that is being stored at the site. 400 tons of groundwater seeps into the damaged buildings on the Fukushima Daiichi compound and get contaminated every day. Abe said Tepco's president Naomi Hirose told him the company plans to decontaminate the water by March 2015. Let's tell you more about the 2 reactors Prime Minister Abe was talking about. They are reactors 5 and 6, which had operated for 30 years before the accident. They were the last units to be installed at the plant. Both reactors were offline for safety inspections at the time of the March 2011 accident. They were hit by the earthquake and tsunami, but did not melt down because an emergency electricity system kept them cool. Tepco officials say both reactors are still cool and stable. Tepco has yet another problem on their hands. The company says it's found cracks in the brace supporting an exhaust pipe at the plant. Authorities are concerned it could collapse if there's another earthquake. The 120-meter tall pipe stands between 2 reactor buildings. Workers used it to release radioactive vapors and prevent an explosion after the disaster. Tepco officials say they spotted cracks in 8 places on the steel brace that holds the pipe upright. They suspect the earthquake 2 years ago caused the problem. They say there is no evidence of any damage to the pipe itself. Overseers at the Nuclear Regulation Authority are demanding that company officials investigate immediately. They want to know whether the structure can withstand another earthquake. Meanwhile, a senior government official is pledging transparency about Japan's nuclear facilities. Yosuke Isozaki is an advisor to Prime Minister Abe. He was speaking about the bill concerning the protection of national secrets. It would classify any information that could significantly damage national security as a special secret. Government officials and other individuals who leak such information could face up to 10 years in prison. Isozaki said the government would never designate information about the country's nuclear plants as special secrets. The government aims to have the bill enacted before the end of the year.
In light of the events at Fukushima Daiichi, Japan's government established the Nuclear Regulation Authority. Thursday marks 1 year since the organization began operations. In that time, regulators have drawn up new safety standards and conducted surveys on active seismic faults at other nuclear plants in the country. But as NHK World's Noriko Okada reports, some people say the NRA is not doing enough.
Members of a Diet panel surveying the Fukushima Daiichi accident denounced what was then the country's regulatory body, the Nuclear and Industrial Safety Agency. They said officials were in the power of the companies they were meant to supervise. Government leaders launched a new regulatory body independent of the government and the power industry. They named it the Nuclear Regulation Authority. The authority's first major task was to evaluate the safety of the country's commercial nuclear plants. Experts have been conducting a survey on active seismic faults beneath the plants. They confirmed the existence of an active fault under the number 2 reactor at the Tsuruga plant in Fukui Prefecture. The authority has reiterated that reactors cannot be allowed to restart unless their safety is confirmed. The NRA has also adopted new guidelines to be followed by operators of nuclear power plants. Under these new rules, the utilities are required to prepare for all kinds of serious accidents.
We have come up with a rather thorough set of requirements that are tough even by international standards. But I believe the true worth of these safety requirements will hinge on the actual inspections.
The authority is, however, under fire for its unclear response to recent contaminated water leaks from the damaged Fukushima nuclear power plant. Professor Jota Kanda has been studying the issue. He says there is nothing to show that the authority is spearheading efforts to settle the problem of contaminated water leaks.
Observing the way they're handling the issue of contaminated water, it looks like a dual administration by the NRA and the Ministry of Economy, Trade and Industry, which oversees electric power plants. And the NRA itself does not appear to be assuming a leading role in the issue.
Most NRA employees once worked for its predecessor, which was criticized for its lack of expertise in nuclear plant operation. Experts are calling on the authority to elevate its level of expertise. The safety of all nuclear facilities in Japan lies on the shoulders of these officials. Noriko Okada, NHK World.